Tragedy has gripped the capital city. This morning, neighbors and members of the Columbus Police Department are joining forces to honor fallen officer Steve Smith. Chief Kim Jacobs tells NBC4 that the 54-year-old died late yesterday afternoon, 2 days after he was shot.
Overnight, the police department lowered its flags to half staff and started adding black stripes to cover the badges on cruisers. It's a symbol of solidarity after losing a brother in blue, a local hero who served for more than 27 years. NBC4 has closely watched this story develop over the past few days.
And this morning we have team coverage starting with Marcus Thorpe, who joins us outside of the Columbus Police Officers Memorial with a look at how fellow officers are coping with this loss. Good morning, Marcus.
And good morning. We certainly know the obvious impact for the Columbus Division of Police losing a brother. We obviously know the family's just really tough time that they are going through right now. But we also are now learning just how much this is impacting perfect strangers. All morning long, we've shown you that single candle burning here at the Columbus Police Memorial. It says Pride on the side of it. Well, just recently, we've seen some flowers that are now right next to it, delivered by a man who has absolutely nothing to do with the Columbus Division of Police. No family connection, nothing like that, but from Grandview. Take a look. This was him earlier, David Houck, coming from Grandview at 5:30 in the morning with flowers, delivering them here, going down on a knee and actually saying a prayer here at this Columbus Memorial, touching the stone of some of the fallen officers from the past while still keeping his mind on the most recent death here for the Columbus Division of Police in SWAT officer Stephen Smith.
That man paid the ultimate price, could have retired, still worked for the Columbus Police Department. I'm very grateful. I wouldn't ask anybody to pay that price.
From a perfect stranger to those who knew Stephen Smith extremely well, gone far too soon at 54 years old. Officer Kevin Wheeler worked with Stephen Smith a few different times on the aviation team, flying helicopters with him and serving on SWAT with him as well. Wheeler described Smith as the man who could lift the team, especially during some down times. A leader, someone who would always get the job done. When he got the news that his friend had been shot, there was complete shock initially and then worry that never stopped. And then, after hearing of his death, Wheeler reflected on a life well lived.
Steve was just always a go-getter, always willing to do the job, wanted to get the job done no matter what it took. He would take the shirt off his back for anybody in the unit or anybody that he knew that he could help out even outside the unit.
And his life will live on in the lives of others. Smith was an organ donor, we were told, something that could save 8 lives. Officer Wheeler says whoever gets that heart will be a very lucky person. A great runner at one point, but obviously with what we've heard of over the last couple of days, it's a heart of gold, one that will live in someone else, hopefully for years to come. Reporting live from the Columbus Police Memorial, downtown, Marcus Thorpe, NBC4.
Thank you, Marcus. Such beautiful tributes this morning. Well, people across the country are reaching out, offering their sympathy for Officer Smith and his family. Ohio's Governor John Kasich took a moment on the campaign trail to tweet, "My prayers go out for the family and fellow officers of Columbus SWAT officer Stephen Smith. Blessed are the peacemakers."
And this morning, there's also a glimmer of hope in the Clintonville neighborhood that was the site of the standoff. Together, businesses and neighbors are showing their strength as they heal from this heartbreaking incident. Within the last 5 minutes, Nancy's Home Cooking reopened. The restaurant sits at the corner of North High Street and West California Avenue, and they had to shut down after Sunday's shooting and huge fire. NBC4's Katie Love joins us live from that location with a look at the recovery efforts taking place. Katie?
Good morning, Matt. You know, Nancy's is a huge staple here in Clintonville, having been in business for 48 years. You can see they are back in the full swing of things. It was important for the owner here to make sure that they could get back open for regular customers like David, who comes here every Wednesday. Again, this is a place many people call home. And after Saturday's tragic event, 6 families lost their home completely, many of them losing everything they had in that fire. A lot of community members have come together to help those families. Again, the owners here at Nancy's, Rick Hahn, says officers and firefighters used Nancy's as a vantage point to see that suspect, Lincoln Rutledge, who refused to come out of his apartment. Several fundraising websites have been set up for the victims of the fire, raising thousands of dollars. One of those sites even making more than $10,000. Again, back out here live. Customers are coming in. They just opened up minutes ago. The owner, Rick, here making some breakfast and just really trying to keep some normalcy here in the community after Saturday's tragic events. Reporting live in Clintonville, Katie Love, NBC4.
It's good to see, Katie. Thank you very much. We plan to watch this story closely and pass along information on funeral arrangements for Officer Smith as soon as we learn them. Visit NBC4i.com or swipe for continuing coverage of this story on our mobile news app.